All right. How are we doing now? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Is everyone joining us again? Let's see. What's happening? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? My computer is showing me a signal only on YouTube. It was glitching. So, look, we're using YouTube. We can't complain. It's an available free platform. So, we're just going to do our best. But yeah, keep me updated, if something goes off or something goes on, if it's buffering or if the quality is a bit funny, just shoot me a message on the chat because I'm watching it constantly. Awesome, everyone's coming back. Good on us, people. The tribe is never giving up. We're never giving up. All right, so first of all, let me know if you what locations are you in? I know Kimberly is in Byron. Most of us will be from Melbourne, but if there's anyone from any exotic foreign space, let us know. That would be lovely to know. Bonnie, okay. Gippsland! Woohoo! Gippsland, wow. That's awesome. How is it in Gippsland? Is it still kind of pretty easy going, or is it the same like here, which is a bit more locked down? All right, so I'll give it another minute. But yeah, there's interesting energy, isn't it? Not the most comfortable. Happy full moon, Maggie. Good to have you around. Jess is back, Bonnie is back, Haley is back, Kimberly is back, Ruth, Rebecca, Janaline, Kimberly, Gemma, Stephanie, Jess. Where is Luke? Where is Luke? Luke was here with us. Where is he? People are a bit full on, but the sun is shining, so it's all good. Awesome. Thank God we're not like America, In America, I've been reading stories about neighbors dobbing on neighbors for doing exercise in their garden and all kind of things. I mean, God bless them. America is in serious shit. Not so good. But, as for Australia, we're having good news so far. Flattening the curve. There's less than 3%. Happy full moon, Laura. Awesome. Good to have you, Laura and Carl. Listen, Carl, those of you who don't know, Carl is an awesome DJ. And I have in my head this idea playing around that one time we'll do like a disco party of the community and Carl will give us a bit of a set. We'll do a set live and it will be fun. I'm sure Carl is like, yeah. So, in Australia, the curve is flattening. We're doing a good job. Secure the borders. We are staying at home. But there is that risk that if they're gonna kind of, as I told you like a few weeks ago. Thank you, Rhonda. Love back to you. Look, all right, disco party, yes, for sure. Oh, we're gonna do lots of fun because we deserve to have fun. And so yeah, the risk is that if the signing gonna tell us, look, people, we managed to flatten the curve. It's all good. We're going back to normal. Stephen, Christine, awesome. Thank you, guys. The risk is that, then we're going to go out and suddenly, woohoo. Oh, Carl and Laura said definitely disco party. Fantastic. Yeah. There's so much great things we can do. So let's talk a bit about this energy. Nah, I'm not a big fan, It doesn't feel that great. It's a super full moon. This is the closest and brightest full moon to the Earth of 2020. It's the second out of 3 super full moons. Last month we had a super full moon. Today is a super full moon. And next month we'll have another super full moon. But this one is the closest to the distance, which basically means that the magnetism is very strong. We'll have the highest tide, but that is also working on our emotional bodies. All our issues are coming up to the surface in even higher magnitude, even more influence. I'm up for the disco, Maggie. Great. Awesome. So yeah, we can expect that we are feeling all kind of feelings, and we are processing all kind of sub things, but this full moon is kind of directly looking into our relationships, because it's a full moon in Libra. Now Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is associated with Taurus and Libra. So Venus, Libra, relationships. But Libra is about balance. Libra she's holding the weight. She want to find balance. She want to find justice. She wants to find the quality and equality. And it's interesting because this axis of Libra Aries, Libra is about being in balance in our relationships. Aries is about self. And when we come to a relationship, we come as self into a partnership or into a group of friends or into a business, into a job. And so we need to bring ourselves into it, but we need to adjust ourselves to it, because some things we need to compromise in order to achieve balance and equality in a relationship. And some things we shouldn't compromise, because we need to have the sense of self, the values of self, the truth of self, the knowing of self. So it's a very tricky thing. But, in this time, how could you ask for a more intense process of a super full moon directly relating to relationships when we are all in lockdown? Meaning that we can't distract ourselves, we can't avoid facing it. We have to confront our relationships, we have to feel our relationship, we have to be with our relationships. So it's kind of like, hey, check this out. You are stuck in this time and space with this person. Do you like it? Or you don't like it? Are you empowered, loved, uplifted by it? Is there a good connection there? Or is there a lack of connection, lack of upliftment, lack of love, lack of joy? And so it's this very uncomfortable mirror that will basically break a lot of relationships and will rebirth and unite a lot of relationships. Now, the cool thing about it is that last time Venus was in Gemini was last year. Sorry, not last year. Venus was retrograde in Gemini in 2012. April, May, June of 2012. So this is a cool trick now. Look in your Facebook feed, look in your pictures. Where were you with regards to relationships in the middle of 2012? Because Venus was going through Gemini, and then she retrograded in Gemini, and then she moved in Gemini, just like she's about to do now. So right now, Venus is still in cool territory, but on Friday, Venus is going to reach the 5th degree of Gemini, which is the beginning of her shadow. So I spoke about it last time with Mercury. The shadow means that the planet is now entering a territory where it will reach a certain point, and then it will retrograde all the way back to this point, and then it will move forward. So this kind of space is called the shadow. And so from Friday, pay attention to the unfolding process that is going to happen in our relationships. But Venus Libra, justice, quality, balance, it's also not just with the relationship we have with others, but it's the relationships we have with ourselves. The sun is in Aries. But it's also about the relationship we have with our physical reality, our job, our work, our income, our livelihood, our lifestyle, how we live our life. And so, we are all facing a massive transition, massive transformation. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know how it's going to end. And we don't know what will be after. But we know for sure that it's never going to be the same. So this is the message I gave to everyone over the last few weeks was, this is a time for us to re-examine and to kind of redirect. So, you know, are you happy with who you are in the space you are in your relationship? And again, if even if you're not married or if you don't have a partner, bring it back to self. So don't say, oh no, I don't have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, I'm not married, I don't have a dog, I don't have a kid, so this nothing to do with me. No, 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 no. It's got everything to do with you. It's your relationship with yourself. If you are living in an apartment right now with yourself, how are you dealing with yourself? After the last live stream, a lot of people have posted the parts of the live stream on Instagram story feed, and that was so awesome because I sit here in the lighthouse and I just speak to the camera and I see your names on the chat and I'm just blah blah blah, blah at you. But suddenly, when I saw that sharing of the stories, it kind of gave me this perspective of how does it feel to receive me in your space and time. And it was really really awesome because you know we can only become aware of the others when we become a part of others life. And so thank you for sharing it, and that was really beautiful. A, for spreading the word, but also B, because you gave me an insight into your life and it gave me an insight to how I look on your screen in your living room or in your room. And it was really really cool. It helped me connect with you in a better way. I could perceive it in a different way. So yeah, moon is in Libra. I'm gonna look at the chart now. The moon is in Libra on 18 degrees and 43 minutes. The sun is in Aries on 18 degrees 43 minutes. Um, so Libra, we said equality, balance, relationships. The sun in Aries is about the self. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? How do I want to live my life? Where is my happiness? Where is my balance? Where is my quality? Is this situation I'm in right now, is it serving me? Is it still for my highest good? Um, am I following the old kind of process of sticking to something even though I'm not happy or I'm not good? Or am I going to follow my own inner calling and change the relationship and let go of this relationship and embrace this relationship? And so it's very interesting, kind of a nutshell in that regard. So remember the game again. Venus in Gemini last time, 2012. Um, it might be the flipping event, meaning that if in middle of 2012 you were in a relationship, this might be the time where you break out of the relationship. If you were single back then, this might be the time where you find a relationship. Um, but for each one, it's his own story. 2 days ago, when I walked in the park, I saw this young couple, they're probably on a date, quarantine date, and they're walking in the park. But the lady still found it right to dress up tip top with heels, and she's walking in the park with heels, and you could see like she's basically dressed up as if they're going to a restaurant. It was beautiful, really, on one hand, but on the other, it's like, why not wearing just like sport shoes or something? So we're all very different. We're all doing things in a very different way. The other thing that we need to talk about is that if you remember, on Sunday we did a live stream because we had Jupiter and Pluto. The last time it happened again was 82, 83. They met together in Sagittarius when all the doors were open. This time, very narrow door. There's only that. There's not many options. It's not, okay, maybe if we do that, we can still stay together. If we do that, you can still stay together. If you change that and that and that, you can still say, it's like, no, no, no. It's all that or that. The door is very narrow. It's all kind of, I love you. I want to be with you. I realize I was silly. I realized I was selfish. I realized I was basically in my ego. I realized that I wasn't really considering you. So I really realized something powerful now in this time where I'm at home with myself and no distractions, have to face everything. And I realized that I really want to change for you. I really want to make this happen. The other option is I realized that I've tried to change for you since 2012. I've done a lot of work on myself since 2012. I really wanted to make it happen, but there's no change, and it seems like it doesn't move anywhere. So, see you later. That's kind of the general two polars, yeah. Two poles, but there's many things in between. Job, projects. I realize, I don't know what will happen with us, with our businesses, with our livelihood. How will reality look like? So you can look at it as like, oh my God, everything that I've invested my money and time and effort in, the business is gone, da 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 da. Or you can look at it like, you know what? That was a great ride. That was an awesome journey. But universe is now giving me an opportunity to break free from that mold, to break free from that structure, because there were good things in it and there were bad things in it. So, you know what? I'm going to use this time and say, wrap it up, baby. Close down that business. Time to move on. Time to do something new. Hey, I got thumbs up from Healing the Light, my family downstairs. Um, so, and honestly, I'm sitting with myself and as well. I don't know where this is going to be. So I'm of course I would love to come back to the sacred space and have the community coming and everything, but honestly, I'm looking into the future, and I don't know how is it going to be. So I have to develop a scenario in my head of what if we are not going back to there. What if it's not going to happen? What should I do then? Should I wrap it up? Should I close it? Am I still gonna go and pay my rents for a closed door? Am I gonna get a discounted rent? Am I going not to pay rent? What's going to happen? So there's a lot of questions and not many answers, which is why the sun is in Aries. We have to come back to ourselves. We have to connect here and say, wait a second, it got nothing to do with the government or with the financial system. It got to do with what I want to do. This is an opportunity for me. So then we sit here, and at the same time of the full moon, Mars, who've passed through Saturn, initiated a new world on Sunday when Jupiter was with Pluto, Mars was with Saturn. The call to action has been initiated. Now Mars is moving forward. He's on the 5th degree of Aquarius, and he's squaring Uranus in Taurus. Now, Uranus in Taurus doesn't like changes. This is how I lived my life. I don't know what to do. And now Mars in Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So now Mars is initiating the energy of Aquarius, which is an energy of Uranus, while Uranus is in Taurus. Now Taurus is also the financial system, the economy, Mother Earth, agriculture, fashion, physical health. There is this dynamic here going on, and this energy basically, it can bring a lot of irritability. It can bring a lot of, it's very impulsive. It's very kind of like you touch the electric socket and you got electrified. So pay attention to your ego, because the sun is in Aries, right? Pay attention to and Mars rules Aries, by the way. That's also cool. Sun in Aries, Mars rules Aries, is in Aquarius, aligning with Uranus, who is in Taurus. There's a lot of games here. And so we need to make sure that we are really centered, because again, it's a super full moon. Everything is super more powerful, super more intense, more emotions, more feelings. Everything comes up to a head. I'm stuck in the house with you, and everything comes up between us, and this is what I want, and that's not what I don't want. And you know what? I feel like I'm restricted, I'm confined, I'm in my house, I can't stand this anymore. I want to break free. I had enough. Yeah, Uranus in Aquarius is like freedom. I want to break free. I want to rebel. I want to have a revolution in my life. I'm stuck in this mud hole and I don't want to be here anymore. And then we can take this personal frustration, impulsive reactions, this kind of fiery, Mars is the god of war, action, the warrior, the masculine. With Uranus is like, all right, press the button, blow it up, okay? So we need to check in with ourselves and say, wait. There's something going on here in the relationship with myself. My mind is talking, my ego is talking, My heart is talking, my spirit is talking, and my ego and my mind are very, might be upset, might be frustrated, might be irritated, might be insecure, might be scared, might be lacking of power because of this situation. So when we lack of power, we search for power in external ways by having power struggles with others. Very easy to point the finger and says it's you, it's because of you, it's what you have said, it's what you have done, it's what you and you and you and you. And it's a very selfish way, unconscious way of projecting everything outwards into the world, into the people, into Aquarius, Uranus, other people, the world. It is the world that is screwed. I didn't do anything. Like, no, you also have a part in this. Okay, so we need to be careful because it's very. That's why we need meditation. That's why we need nature. That's why we need to just kind of calm down before you disrupt your relationships with any personal pollution, with any personal frustrations. Make sure that you are centering yourself, that you are working on these fiery energies between you and spirit. Just this is what we want to use this full moon to release and to let go of any frustrations, of any battles, of any power dynamics, of anything that kind of really disturb us. Reminding you this lunar cycle began 2 weeks ago on the new moon in Aquarius, and the new moon was on Monday night supposed to be, and on Sunday night was the night I came at you and said, from today our doors are closed. And so this lunar cycle have began in lockdown quarantine, zip of tea. And so it was a new beginning. New moon in Aquarius. Hello. This is the new world. This is the new way of people living. Let's see how you're dealing with that. So now we had 2 weeks of experience with this new situation. We come into this full moon and we said, okay, I'm pretty good with my diet. I'm pretty good with my vitamins. I'm pretty good with this. I'm pretty good with that. But where am I not so good? Okay, I have a bit of fears. I have a bit of worries. I have a bit of concerns. Don't have much energy. I'm just feeling like I'm in this constant bubble of time. This is the symptoms that are very, I've seen it around by talking to friends and family. We need to be aware that we're being forced to be on kind of a holiday mode, but it's not a holiday. We're supposed to be working right now. We're supposed to be functioning. We're supposed to be productive as always, but suddenly we're not. And so very easy for us to suddenly say, oh, great, we got like a sick leave. I can just sleep until late, go to sleep late, just be on the sofa with my pajama all day long. But that's not good for us, because you'll just be like a carried leaf in the wind, and you will lose kind of framework of time and space. You will just find yourself in this ongoing bubble of time that you don't know what day it is, what is the time. You don't even know what are you doing, what to do. So pay attention, how did you function in this new situation over the last 2 weeks, right? Maybe you were a bit too lazy. So maybe this laziness need to be released and let go on this full moon. Maybe you were depressed because of it. So this depression need to be released and let go of. Maybe you're feeling heavy. Maybe you are fearful. Legit reasons to be afraid maybe for some people, and it's unprecedented times, unprecedented situation, unknown, right? So we're all going through a college degree in really facing the physical unknown. Hello, Kelly. Good to see you. So this is kind of a check-in point of like, hey, how are we doing with this quarantine? Really sit with yourself. Look at the last 2 weeks. How did you live your life? What was your day-by-day action? How's your energy levels? How's your diet? How's your body? Because we can't get massages now, and we can't go for, many people don't do exercise. They just sit all day long. Their body's starting to kind of lose muscle tone. Posture is poor. Um, you probably kind of just like snacking here, snacking there, some people. But what we should really do, what I'm doing basically, I'm not saying I'm the best, I'm just saying that's what I'm doing and what I'm trying to show people through what I'm doing. I didn't stop. I mean, yes, I did stop for meditation, for moments of reflection, but in my day by day, I'm still walking. I came home on that day, and I told you before, every day was bringing things from the studio here, creating the lighthouse, setting up all the system, creating the live stream, coming up with creative ideas. There is a list of creative ideas here that are unfolding, and I actually don't have enough time in a day to accomplish everything I want to accomplish. We went on a massive declutter of our house. Yesterday, we took 3 bags of toys to charity that Marley doesn't need anymore. We rearranged the entire house. We are still in the process, cleaning places we never cleaned before, sanitizing the house, rearranging because I'm working from home now. So the guest room moved and became a lighthouse. That had to go there and that had to go there. So there's been a whole Matrix Tetris game in the house. And there is weeks of work ahead because I have the veggie garden I want to make. I've bought the soil, I've bought the wood. I just need to build a veggie garden and to fix it. So I've created myself a platform where I have things to do. I can still be creative. I can still be productive. I'm not gonna be just kind of loose because we all have the potential of just sit on a hammock, have a glass of wine or whatever people like to do, and just chill, which is okay for a day, 2, 3, good. But at the end of the day, linear time is still moving on, reality is still moving on. And as I said 2 weeks ago, you want to use this time to be productive, to be proactive, to recreate yourself, to reinvent yourself. So when this phase will pass, you are coming back to the game from a renewed place of a new self, with a new mission, with a new direction. You want to make sure that in this time you are at home, you are studying something new, you are learning something new, gaining a new skill, courses online, reading, just even if it's in your own field, diving deeper into your own field, getting to know more about your own field. And in that way, mentally, there are the moments we are these are the moments we are creating the future. And these are the moments we're also writing history. And future generations will read about this time because this is just the beginning, people. This process is big, it's huge. And I know it's maybe for some people it's not the most comforting thing to know, but this is big. Reality is changing in a very big way. And where we're going, nobody knows, but some people have directions. Yesterday, I kind of went a bit deeper into, I don't know if you've heard about it, but there is an asteroid that just entered our solar system. And funny enough, they discovered it in late November of 2019. And they called it C19, funny enough. And this asteroid will pass very close to the Earth, a few times further than the Moon, but it's still close enough. So we will be able to see it by the end of April, mid-May. We'll see it like as a clear kind of bright star moving in the sky. Now, some people taking it into dark places that it could disrupt Mother Nature, the magnetism, all kind of things. We don't know. So again, no point diving too much deep into that. Some people already kind of talk about it as Planet X, as Nibiru, as all that. But at the end of the day, again, what are we doing today? Where are we today? How are we feeling today? And what are we doing with ourselves today? Because if a meteorite or an asteroid will hit the Earth, we're gone anyway. What's the point worry about it? You know, there's this monk in my head all the time says, "Why worry? Why worry? What's the point worry? You worry about it, doesn't help you." And so we've covered the sun and moon. We've covered Mars and Uranus. The other thing to know is that also this moon is aligning with Neptune. Now, Mercury on Sunday was with Neptune, right? So we spoke about that too. We said pay attention to the mind kind of aspect of are you falling into illusions, deceptions, lies, false evidence, false news, or are you creating the new dream with spirit? And we did a global meditation and we meditated on that. There's like everyone out there that says that that's what's going to happen, they don't know. Don't believe anyone because no one really knows. Some people know more than others about this and that, but no one really knows. So before you swallow and believe in someone's truth, you need to use a lot of discernment and to know what's right for you. So that's your relationship with yourself and the world, um, with yourself and reality. A lot of people love watching reality TV. Well, welcome to the greatest reality TV show ever. It's going to be epic. You're watching the world changes in front of you. I mean, we are blessed, honestly, so far. Thank goodness, touch wood. We are blessed in Australia. America, there's millions of unemployed already. They're starving. All the food banks are struggling there to provide food. All the low class, that was the working class, is basically has no food. They rely on Salvation Army and all kind of organizations like that. Everyone there is arming themselves with weapons and things, and there's a lot going on there that is not so pleasant. So we'll see. There's a lot coming down the pipeline, but what's your relationship with that? Are you gonna let that kind of take you off your center, or are you just gonna stay where you are and do your best today and give thanks? Give thanks for life. Say, you know what, today I'm alive. Today I'm sitting with my beautiful community here. There's 49 people of us. Wednesday, 11:44, exactly an hour until the full moon. And so we are rising into it and we're talking about it. So we are conscious, we're aware. We're not like falling into any illusions. We just take it for what it is. So the fact that this moon is with Neptune, it's basically also saying like, what is your dreams? Like, what is your illusions? With the main aspect in relationships, are you delusional in your relationship? Hello, Claire. Are you delusional in your relationship? Are you believing in something that is not there? Are you keep on trying to create something, but it's not really there? Or are you in a relationship where you are both dreaming a dream together, where you are both united in a vision together? This could be a great time when you're at home with your partner and you're bored. Do a vision board. Out of this place of unknown, out of this place of nothing, it's good to create a vision board, a new vision. This studio was in my first vision board like 10, 20 years ago. So the fact that it's with Neptune, it's basically saying like not just super full moon, that is the closest to the Earth, that is the most magnitude of emotions and feelings. On top of that, we'll also align with Neptune, which is even more sensitivity, more emotions, more feelings. Neptune rules the oceans, the waters, yeah? Neptune rules pandemic. And so very interesting by itself. It can bring more to the confusion. With Uranus and Mars, Uranus rules the nervous system, and Mars is this kind of like, boo, boo, I want to break free. I had enough. Right? Then comes Neptune, and it's again like the system, the nervous system, the mind is like, I'm very sensitive. I'm feeling all this energy, and I don't know what to do with myself. Bare feet on the earth, right now. Breathe. Center. What is your relationship with yourself right now, with your body? The breath is when we connect with the body, with the energy, with this moment. How is it right now? How is my body feeling right now? What is my body telling me right now? Do I need to relax more? Yeah, okay. Calm down. Awesome. Great. So this is how we can kind of touch base with that. Now, Jupiter Pluto is around power, it's around control, it's around the darkness, it's around the shadows, it's around the traumas, it's around the fear, it's around like there's only narrow door, and so the fact that this happened on Sunday and they are now kind of in a very minor way squaring this full moon, it means that the full moon is saying, oh, we haven't done with that, mate. Don't you think we're like, that was Sunday and we're done, that's it. No. Jupiter is a huge planet. By the way, in the last movie I called it Pluto, but it's Jupiter. Jupiter is a big planet. As I said, Jupiter can fit 1,000 Earth inside of it. It's that big. So it takes time for Pluto to come out of his territory because he's huge. So they're still together. So this full moon comes like, hey, on Sunday, we triggered the process for you. What is going on? Are you paying attention? Because now comes the full moon and says, yeah, that fear that came up, that power struggle that came up, a lack of power or too much power, corrupted power that came up for you, this is what you need to release and let go in this full moon. This is what you need to kind of clean your temple for. So I've recorded a meditation for you all last night. I sat here, journeyed very deep, and I've been mixing it last night and this morning, but I haven't finished yet. So after I finish this live stream with you, I'll do the final kind of games with the sound there, with the mixing, and I'll post it within the next couple of hours, hopefully, into Patreon. So those of you who wants to have the full sound healing meditation for the full moon, feel free to join us on Patreon. And I want to say thank you so much to all those who already join us. We have 92 people in the community now, which is great. The first target I put for us was 111. Once we reach 111, there comes your disco party. And we'll do some raffles and we'll do some fun things. And yeah, so there's a lot of good things coming up. So thank you all for joining us on Patreon. Thank you for your support. As always, appreciated. And it really feels awesome here to have you around. So what we'll do is that I wanted to post the meditation prior so we can all meditate together exactly on the full moon. That was my desire, my dream, but things happen, so I have to let it go, and I have to say that's all right. We're gonna talk together, we're gonna connect now, and then I'm gonna end the stream later on, and then I'm gonna do that final thing and post it to the Patreon, and then you can all enjoy it. So Jupiter with Pluto, very powerful. What other things? Now, the thing is that Pluto got to do with pandemics, with infection, also Neptune, infection, diseases. So here we are on a super full moon in a time of this virus, in a time of a global pandemic. The numbers are peaking in America, in Spain, in Italy, in France. And so, this is where anyone who is in stock markets and investment trading and all these kind of things, this is where the charts become handy. Because if you look at the charts, you will see that in some places it's like that, in some places it's like that. America is like that, right? Now, the thing with that is like a wave of sound, all right? For example, alpha, right now I'm awake, I'm talking to you, this is my wave pattern. But if I go now into deep meditation, deep dream state, this will be like theta delta. Delta is like a very slow and long, okay? So each country has its own wave chart with this virus. In Australia, we're pretty good, okay? We are like that. Now, if we will go like that, and suddenly we come back to normal, we have a potential that this was the first one, and then will come the second one. And from that, we need to watch out, because here we are in April, we are flattening the curve, everyone go back to normal, and then comes winter. Okay? In America, on the other hand, it's like that, and then there will be that. Okay, so it's interesting to see the charts, but as I said, don't fall into the trap that, okay, everyone, we flattened the curve, there's only this and that, go back to normal. We should be aware, and from now on, I guess our reality have changed for a while, at least, by the same kind of guiding rules of sanitizing our hands, making sure we are wearing masks in public places. Yesterday my wife came back from some shopping from the supermarket, and then I realized, I was like, you can go with a mask in the supermarket, you can clean your hands after you come out, but potentially every ingredient you bought at the supermarket is hazardous. Because if someone who had the virus who touched that packet and you got the packet and brought it home, so can we fully escape it? No, it's not. So we're going to become like intensely kind of invested in this process. But, if you're getting takeaway food, if you're ordering takeaway food, you need to consider the fact that you don't know if the chef was responsible enough to put a mask on his face when he was cooking your food. Second thing is that the boxes, the containers of the food can be also contagious. So when you get a package in the post, what I've done is I open the package outside of home and I put it straight in the recycle bin and only take the product back in. There's no end to it, but we can only do our best. What else is happening here? Mercury was past Neptune, is still kind of with Neptune together, so that brings a lot of thought process, communication. Now, because of Mercury and Neptune and all this full moon Libra, Aries, this will acquire communication in relationships. This will acquire people to sit and to dialogue, to converse, in order to see, are we on the same wavelength? Do we have the same vision? Did this situation brought us closer together, or did it set us more apart? And in either way, we don't want to do it in an explosive, just a second. We don't want to do it in an explosive, outrageous way with us more Mars, Uranus. We want to do it more in balance. We want to find balance. It's like, if you're not happy with me and I'm not happy with you, there's no problem. We don't have to give each other shit because we're not happy with each other. We can just come to the conclusion that we're not happy. But if I am happy with you and you are happy with me, then let's be happy. Now, another aspect I want to bring into this full moon is that the Israelites, the Hebrews, celebrating today Passover. I don't know where Easter is. Easter, I think, is on the 11th, 12th, I think. This is when I said it's going to be a bit of Isa because Mars is going to come off, Jupiter is going to come off of Pluto around Easter. Then we might have an ease up into May. But yeah, pay attention, because then, as again, May, retrograde season, we're going to do a whole session about the retrograde season, what it's going to bring to us. So Mars squared Uranus 7 hours ago exactly. And it's a very dangerous influence because it, as I said, impulsive rebellion against restriction. So you might have people saying, like, in some places around the world, in Israel, I've seen last week the ultra-Orthodox Jewish people who basically don't like to follow the state rules. They're against the state of Israel, as funny as it sounds. Thank you. Chag Sameach, Stephanie. Chag is holiday. Sameach is happy. So it's like we say, happy holiday. I'll get back to this Passover because there's a cool point there. But what I wanted to say, I lost my point of before. I'll go into Passover. So Passover is the holiday of Exodus, where the Israelites were freed from the slavery to the pharaohs in Egypt. The story goes that the Israelites they basically were nomadic because the land where they lived was very dry, there was drought, there was no food, so they immigrated into Egypt, where they became the slaves of the pharaohs and built the pyramids and all that story. And then come Moses, the alchemist, Neptune, and he basically performed miracles in front of Pharaoh, because Pharaoh was a very powerful leader. He didn't want to give away slaves. Now, in some esoteric beliefs, all the Pharaoh stuff, this is like Atlantean heritage. They were not like human beings. They were like something a bit more than human beings. If you're interested, there is an amazing document called the Emerald Tablet. Again, the Emerald Tablet. It is a document that was written by Thoth, the pharaoh. And this document is written by Thoth on an emerald crystal that cannot be destroyed until this day. And it's buried underneath the Sphinx. There is, like, ever since then, generations of people guarding it. No one is allowed to enter, to touch. And in this document is basically describing his story of how he descended from Atlantis. When Atlantis was sinking, his father was the king of Atlantis, and he sent him with a group of advisors to create the new Earth. And this is where he came with his light ship and saw basically the barbarian human beings back then. And it's telling in that tablet all the story of how he created the next phase of consciousness. There's a lot about it on YouTube, on internet. Just be aware of which source you kind of drinking it from. But it's very interesting. So the bottom line, Moses freed the Israelites from Egypt by showing acts of alchemy with the support of the divine that scared Pharaoh, because Pharaoh himself was very powerful. So part of those 7 plagues, there was like the locust plague, which we are having over the last few months in Africa, in the Middle East. We have hail, which we had as well, fires, which we had. There's been a few more, but this virus is a pandemic as well. So it's very interesting that I found a lot of similarities between that story and what's happening now. And the result of that was Exodus, where the Israelites were freed from Egypt and wandered in the desert for 40 years until they reached the land of Israel. And so on this holiday, we're celebrating Exodus, which is breaking free from slavery. So why am I telling this story? It's about freedom. It's about breaking free from slavery. Mars with Uranus on this full moon in Libra and Aries. The self and the relationship with others. Is it good? Is it awesome? Is it positive? Is it supportive? Is it in sync? Is it in alignment? Is it what you want? Is it what you need? Is it what you're happy with? Or is it time to break free? Is it time to rebel against the old structure? Until now, you were a personal coach, but suddenly you don't know what to do. For a while, you didn't like doing personal coaching. You kind of lost the passion for it, but you kind of stuck to it because that's what you do, and you had to make your living. You created a business. Suddenly comes this time and gives you the opportunity to break free from that. So maybe now, instead of being a personal coach, you want to study how to be a blockchain programmer, right? For example. And so this is how we should look at it. Don't get too stuck in the fear of loss of what's going, and focus on what's coming. Focus on the new world that you are creating. So this is Mars with Uranus. What else I wrote here to tell you about? I have my note here. Let me have a look for a second. So yeah, it's very strong now because we are dealing with the super full moon. The magnitude is on the Earth very strong. With Uranus and Uranus in Taurus with Mars, there is a potential for some Mother Earth phenomena, like, maybe earthquakes, maybe this. I'm not saying it will happen, but there is a potential for that. We are going through an earthquake. So the idea is to kind of really, that's what I wrote, to deeply get in touch with yourself, to really come back to yourself and say, what's right for me? What do I need? This quarantine is really give us this a blessing in disguise, where we have all the time in the world to really sit with ourselves, to really confront ourselves, and to really touch base with ourselves. Think that you are in a retreat that you have paid a lot of money for in order to have time with yourself. So we should basically take that in order to embrace it, because if you don't take it like that, then you will find the resistance, the restrictions, the frustration, the irritation, and you don't want to go there. What else is here? I'm just scanning my notes. The Mars with Saturn, Mars when it was with Saturn into now as well, this is very militaristic. It's police, it's enforcing lockdown. You can definitely see that unfolding, especially in America. It becomes more and more militaristic over there. I mentioned the other day on Sunday that in the Philippines, they've been instructed to shoot dead anyone who is overpassing the quarantine. So in some places, it will be more like that. And because of Neptune, because of this full moon, because of all this juice, there's also a lot of possibilities for higher realms, dimensions, connection with spirit. So very good to meditate, to journey with spirit on this time. As we come to the weekend, it's going to be another wave of intensity, because the sun is going to square this Saturn-Pluto. The sun is going to move. Yeah, so if Pluto-Saturn here, the sun is going to move and it's going to square Saturn-Pluto. Then the day after, the sun is going to square Jupiter-Pluto, while the moon will be with them. So all this, as I said, every day is a tick in the process. Every week is a phase in the process. Every month. That's why don't take it too far into the future, because a lot is going on every day as we speak. Now, with Saturn in Aquarius, by the way, this is what we do now. Is, hi, this is Ami. I'm in my lighthouse. I've got this equipment. How can I help you? That's Saturn in Aquarius. How can I help the world? How can I help my people? How can I help my neighbor? Part of the meditation I've recorded last night for you was to visualize this light expanding from you into your beloveds, into your house, into your neighborhood, into your suburb, into your city, into your country, into the planet. It's like, how can you offer help? How can you assist? Even if you don't have a lighthouse like me, you can do it in your meditation. You can do it with your intention. You can say hello to the neighbor. It's like, hey, how you doing? Every time I walked in the park, there's this funny thing because of this quarantine and keep your distance. It's people maybe think in their head that we should look like that. So when I go to the park and I see these people walking and we're taking a distance, I'm smiling, hello, how are you? Bring that smile up, because as soon as I smile, I believe that you are smiling too. Because that's what it does. Like, the light is shining. Great. Hey, how you doing? Yay, it's a good day. We're still alive. It's all good. So that's about that. But because of Pisces and Neptune, they remind us that we're all spiritual beings. We all have a connection, and everything's going to be okay. There's a lot of dreamy, intuitive, emotional energy in this full moon. It can also be, as I said, overwhelming mentally, a bit confusion. So the medicine for that we need to use in this energy, super full moon, Aries, Libra, me and the others, Mars with Uranus, full moon squaring Pluto and Saturn, Jupiter. It's all like, ooh. What do I need? I need my inner Dalai Lama, my inner Mother Teresa. I need to connect with the spirit of Neptune, Pisces, compassion, unconditional love. How can I offer compassion and unconditional love to myself? How can I offer compassion and unconditional love to my beloveds? Because if you are living with a partner that there's a bit of we need to remember in the back of our head, we are all affected by the situation. Hello, Amber from Canada. Peter, awesome. Peter, are you still in Indonesia, or you came back? You still in Bali, or are you safe? Would love to see some location on the chat. Tell me where you kind of coming from. And so offer some compassion and unconditional love, even if your mind and your ego then doesn't necessarily agree with the others. We need to remember this situation is triggering the traumas within everyone. Okay? Back in Australia for now. Good, Peter. I'm happy to know that. Excellent. Be safe, beautiful. And so everyone has traumas. For some, it's a sexual abuse. For some, it's a bankruptcy. For some, it's car accident. For some, is war. For some, is a lot of them together, like myself. So what the situation does, it touches our base chakra. Oh my God, I'm unsafe, I'm unstable, danger, risk. What does that? What that does is firing up the neuronic pathway of the brain, which are the trauma triggers, and suddenly we are being taken for a ride by our trauma brain. Now, what happens in a trauma brain is that the brain, it says A plus B equals C. Okay, so when you feel that danger, it means that that's what's happening, so you need to react like that. And that's been programmed in your trauma, okay? So the brain goes like, okay, we're in danger. Let's go into flight or fight mode. Kill or be killed. Run for your life. We're unsafe. We're unstable. And it can come in gentle ways, in passive ways, in very serious ways. But the other problem with that is that when the trauma triggers, it locks us out of our positive reserve. Oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. This is the molecules of positivity, of the beauty, of connection. So there is something going on here because the situation have done that to all of us. Majority of us are under the influence. Hello, Kelly from Northern New South Wales. Awesome. Be safe there, beautiful. And so on top of the situation, most of us are in trauma trigger that locks us out of our positive molecules of connection. Here we are on a super full moon that is about relationships, but we come into this super full moon that is about relationships when a lot of us are in trauma trigger mode. So we are already lacking of connection. We're not allowed to hug. We're not allowed to kiss or to hold hands or to see each other. So the situation A, put us all into fear, trauma. B, isolated us. C, restricted connection. So we're basically like guns pointing at us from everywhere, because usually when you'll be in trauma trigger, the medicine for you is to get a hug, to connect with a friend, to a cuddle on your skin, a massage, some love and care treatment, but suddenly we can't. So A, hug yourself. Love yourself. I said that to the people on the Telegram chat group. Those of you who are part of our Patreon, we have a Telegram chat group. Join us there because we are communicating there daily, posting all kind of things. And I said, like, touch yourself. You've got hands. You've got your body. Touch yourself. Massage yourself in your neck. Massage yourself in the shoulders, in your arms. Just touch your legs. Touch your body. Rub, cuddle. Hector, mucho amor para ti, hermano. Te gusta mucho. I guess you're not going back to Mexico, huh? As we said on that night, I think it was a month ago when we chat, and we said we will see, Spirit will show us what to do. There you go. No Mexico para ti. But hey, it's okay. I hope that you are sorted with your house, that you are okay where you're living. So yeah, funny situation. No, we're here. Okay, cool. So yeah, Hector, I hope you've heard everything I've said at the beginning. This is a big one for relationships and stuff. And so you get what I'm saying? There's this unknown situation when trauma trigger. Love you too, Kimberly, beautiful girl. And then we are isolated, disconnected. So if there is an agenda for a dark force, then wait a second, Ruby. Hi everyone. While we have restriction over our physical connection, we can reflect upon the quality of our relationships and if they nurture us and give us what we need. Do we give others what they need? Well said, Ruby. Exactly that. And so we come into this super full moon from restriction, fear situation, trauma situation, pandemic, isolation, disconnection, no touch, no affection. If there is an agenda of a dark force that is playing here, this is perfect because A, traumatize them, B, isolate them, C, prevent connection, affection, and now the individual who is unaware, unconscious, subjected to his trauma, lacking of positivity, in the negativity, screwed, right? So this is why we're doing what we're doing. We are connecting right now. And as we connect with others like that, give yourself the touch in the shower. Don't just shower every day, shave, dress up. Don't just be in your pajama all day long. You wake up in the morning, you know, okay, Sunday I took it easy, I was chilled. Yesterday I was like, I need to feel in a work mode. I was wearing my uniform all day long in the house, okay? And that helped me, right? So it's kind of like, make sure that you don't lose yourself in this bubble. Make sure that you are staying grounded, staying present. Create for yourself a daily routine. You can say, I wake up every day at 7:30, 8 o'clock, no matter what, right? It helps me because otherwise I just, 8 o'clock, I love my coffee. I have my chaga coffee in the morning. I take my vitamins, breakfast, do some walk, lunch, do some walk, dinner come, put my son to bed, do some walk, nighttime, go to bed. But you can put in your exercise, your yoga, your walkabout. When you're at home all day long, make sure you are going out for a walk. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You have to. Because if you're feeling like no energy, it's because you've been sitting at home and the blood flow is just like slow and the heart is not pumping because there's no activity. And it's very easy to go like, I don't know why, but I don't have any energy. I'm just feeling like that. Get out. Even if you can't walk out, okay? Walk at home from one side to the other, from one side to the other. Then it's like hands up. Do some exercise, do some movement, but it's important to be in nature. I've been walking and listening to you the entire time. Beautiful girl, I love you. So yeah, make sure you do those things because that's your relationship with your body, with yourself. If you have any questions, if you want me to talk about anything I haven't spoke of, put it down in the chat. We've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. We'll probably wrap it up in a few minutes. The full moon time is 12:43, which is in around half an hour from now. So I recommend you all to really kind of sit with yourself, maybe play a nice, beautiful, meditative piece of music. Again, reminding you on a full moon, the main thing is that we are intending of clearing the temple, releasing and letting go of any negativity, any heaviness, any fears, right? Any traumas, any pain, any relationships that do not serve you anymore. This time will show you who are your friends and who is not your friend, who really care about you and who doesn't. But yeah, that's pretty much about this full moon. Did I miss anything here? Let's see. Yeah, no, I've covered everything I wanted to cover. That's pretty good. That's it. Yeah, that's it with the charts. So, Jess, can anyone please recommend a great online yoga, one that really blends physicality with the emotional? I don't know. I don't know what they do, but I have quite beautiful yoga studio people around me. There is Sarah from Here Yoga. They are beautiful people. They are really, really beautiful people. So look at Here, Here Yoga. Um, Look at them on Instagram. They just started the Patreon as well a week ago, and they're doing the online stuff. There's Humming Puppy team as well. Jackie Alexander from Humming Puppy, they're doing a great job too. Who else is there that I know? Moksha Yoga. There's also Moksha Yoga. Awesome people, awesome family. This is all the tribes around that we are connected and we love each other. So those are the people I can recommend you. Here Yoga, Humming Puppy, Moksha Yoga. They're really, really fantastic places. But yeah, I love them dearly. Good people. So how are you doing? Like, how is it in your life? Are you being lazy? Are you being active? Are you walking? Are you developing? Are you learning? Are you studying? What are you doing? How are you feeling today? Those are the things that I really like to know. And those of you who wants to share this, please do share it. It was really nice to see the Instagram story feed the other day. And I think that we're pretty much done with this live stream. That's what I've got for you. Meditative, reflective, in peace. Awesome, Hector. Fantastic. Good. So, look, thank you so much, Ami. That was beautiful. I don't feel as crazy hearing that. Excellent. Good. Thank you so much, Ami, Ruth, Shine On. Looking forward to the sound meditation tonight. Yes, within the next few hours, I'm posting it on the Patreon. Stephanie, active, excellent, fantastic. You can say to yourself, you know what? When I'm coming out of this quarantine time, I want to have more muscles, right? You can take it for your fitness. You can say, wow, nobody sees me. Nobody can see me. I'm stuck at home. I'm going to do push-ups every day. I'm going to walk every day. I'm going to lift some weights every day. And then by the time I come out, I'll be looking really healthy, on top of the fact that it is very important to remain healthy, yeah? By the way, please remember that alcohol weakens the immune system. So if you are drinking alcohol, just be aware of that. Don't have too much. Life is very much the same with my 4-month-old. But I'm thankful to be home, safe with him. Good on you, Kimberly. Kelly, thank you, love. Ruby, clearing out. Clearing out the house and my mind simultaneously. Exactly. Feeling good and productive here. Thank you, Ruby. Maggie, thank you, Ami. Very grateful for you and Naomi. Thank you, love. Kimberly, feeling very positive and grateful. Excited for what's to come. Awesome. Laura, thank you, love you. And thank you, beautiful, from Rhonda. And Peter, thank you, love. And Carrie, Luis, and Kelly B. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Have a good day. Full moon right now, right? We said 12:43. So, or 12:34. 12:43. So already stay here. Don't go now, distract yourself. Stay with this information. Meditate into this now. And go in and burn some sage at home. Also, cleanse some sage. Put some incense. Create your house to be a sacred space of spirit. Meditate with spirit. Journey with spirit. Connect with spirit. Amber, love you, baby girl. Yes, it's coming in a few hours. Thank you all for your support. I love you dearly. I'm wishing you a happy, healing, full moon, a big release, a big let go, and let us all wish for the planet, for Mother Earth, and for the people of the earth, a big, massive cleanse of the collective fear, of the collective negativity, of the collective darkness. Let this full moon be a big wave that will just wash it out of us. That's it. Love you. Peace, love, happiness, safety, protection, empowerment. Adrian, thank you. Love you. See you soon. Bye. Where's my mouse? Here it is. Peace.